Adam Schefter, what can you tell us?
Well, Phil, Jamar Chase, the Bengals wide receiver, is expected to be out indefinitely with a hip injury. Right now, it's 4 to 6 weeks, but that's a fluid estimate because he's been meeting with doctors trying to get more information about his hip. And you're talking about arguably maybe the most exciting young wide receiver in football missing from one of the most potent offensive attacks as Jamar Chase seeks more information about the hip injury that he initially sustained against the New Orleans Saints, aggravated this past week. It's knocked him out of Monday Night Football. It's knocking him out of multiple weeks, and there's a real chance he's going to wind up on injured reserve and be out longer than just 4 weeks. A big blow to Jamar Chase and the Bengals organization.
Massive, massive blow. Swagger, this is your LSU brethren and one of the stars in this league. What does this mean for the Bengals offense, even though they do currently stand in first place in their division?
Babyface is hugely significant when you start talking about how the impact that Jamar Chase has on plans that you have defensively and how much you have to change and be aware of not letting him get those one-on-one matchups that he seems to win ad nauseum when you start talking about game planning. Here's the thing, man. Like, there is almost an unspoken language as well between him and Joe Burrow when things get tough and tight or you need a play. That is how we deem great players or guys that's ascending to be great players. Jamar Chase's name is called when it's a play that needs to be made for the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll be interested to see who that becomes. They have very capable guys around, but I'll be interested to see what guy Joe Burrow starts to build a strong level of trust with when they have to have it in certain situations going forward.
It's that combination of the deep threat ability, but also the yards after the catch you saw early there, fourth in the NFL, that makes Jamar such a threat and so difficult to defend, and to Marcus's point, dictates how defenses play this team. And we talked a little bit about how the Bengals offense has been improving over the last few weeks. And one of the reasons why they've improved, I alluded to this, is that the run game finally got back on track. They got back on track by basically putting Mixon in the gun like the rest of the offense, spreading things out, and he was running into all of these light boxes. That's not going to be the case with Jamar Chase, Al. Like, they're going to face very, very different defensive looks. And I think as much as it's incumbent upon, T. Higgins to step up and be that number one, I would say this is also a challenge for Zach Taylor. You still have a good group of pass catchers and a very good running back and an offensive line that's been playing better. How do you put those pieces together to continue this trend of improved offense? I'm curious to see how he responds.
Yeah, Swagoo, Amina just mentioned it. It is incumbent now upon T. Higgins or Tyler Boyd to pick up the slack. And as far as depth goes, that might be the best number 2 and number 3 duo in the NFL amongst wide receivers. But how capable are they? I mean, this is a team that found its stride last year, certainly because of the emergence of Joe Burrow. They made the Super Bowl, though, when Jamar Chase had one of the greatest rookie seasons, regardless of position, the league has ever seen. Can these guys pick up the slack?
Babyface, I think picking up the slack is saying a lot based on what Jamar Chase has done thus far in his career. But I think T. Higgins is going to be that guy. Big body, one-on-one catch radius. We know Joe Burrow loves to attack man-to-man coverage. And T. Higgins has been a guy that has shown flashes of being a high-level wide receiver in this league. And this may be his opportunity to prove that he can be a one going forward in the future for another team, because Jamar Chase is going to be the one in Cincinnati for years to come.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.